Hello, my name is Leverenz, and today I'll be discussing the topic of cloud computing. Now, even though this image may make you think otherwise, cloud computing doesn't actually exist in the clouds, nor does it have anything to do with clouds. Think of it more of as a metaphor. The sky is the internet and your data is in the clouds. So what really is cloud computing? By definition, cloud computing is the practice of using a network of remote servers hosted on the internet to store, manage, and process data rather than a local server or a personal computer. In more basic terms, cloud computing is a way to store and access information using the internet. This is used in place of keeping it stored on your computer, which has less available storage abilities. According to interroute.com, cloud computing is a topic that many find confusing. It isn't, though, as confusing as it sounds. In fact, most of those who claim not to understand the subject are part of the majority that use it daily. Many of us use cloud computing in our everyday lives, in technologies such as Google Drive, Apple iCloud, Yahoo Mail, and Dropbox that allows you to access your information using the internet on any device. On the flip side, using a computer hard drive only allows you to access that data on that computer. Public cloud computing has the standard cloud functions, but is available to the public with permission from a service provider. Public cloud may be offered for free or on a pay-as-you-go model. This form of cloud computing is easy and inexpensive to start up. The provider makes it easy to use because they are targeting the public. Examples of public cloud include Amazon Elastic Compute Cloud, IBM's Blue Cloud, Sun Cloud, Google App Engine, and Windows Azure Services Platform. Another type of cloud computing is called private cloud. It may also be referred to as internal cloud or corporate cloud. In this type of cloud, only a specific client can access it. This provides more privacy for the individual or organization. For some businesses, a private cloud is necessary to hold mass data while keeping a high level of security. The business, individual, or organization is in control of their data without the public having any access to it. The third type of cloud computing is called hybrid cloud computing, and as you may guess, it is a combination of public and private cloud computing. Separate cloud providers link up to provide an integrated system. Organizations would then use private cloud for their more sensitive issues, topics, and documents, and then use a public cloud for their less sensitive activities. They can store sensitive activity privately, but then collaborate publicly. So who uses cloud computing? Anyone with access to the internet can use cloud computing. This could be an individual who would like to save a photo album or a document, all the way to large businesses and corporations that store their activities online to have easy access worldwide. As expected, there are good and bad things about cloud computing. The cons of the cloud are that it requires internet access, it is attackable, and the user is not in complete control. In the next few slides, we will delve into the details of these downsides. As you may have already guessed, an internet crash would be a big problem for customers. An internet crash or service outage fail results in a massive problem for the cloud. The computing system is entirely internet-based, so without internet, one could not perform their tasks. Another thing that could go wrong is if one does not have access to internet at the time that they need it to work or store data. Okay, skip this. As you may have already guessed, an internet crash would be a big problem for customers. An internet crash or service outage can fail, resulting in a massive problem for the cloud. The computing system is entirely internet-based, so without internet, one could not perform their tasks. Another thing that could go wrong is if one does not have access to the internet at the time that they need it to work or store data. Most computers and devices require Wi-Fi to access the internet, and without that, you cannot access your cloud. Because all of the data is held on the internet, it does have the ability to be hacked. Nothing connected to the internet is perfectly secure. Because you do not have ownership of this cloud-based system that gives you limited control. All right, skip that. Because you do not have ownership of this cloud-based system that gives you limited control. Okay. Because you do not have ownership of this cloud, that gives you limited control. The execution and the way it functions are not personal and are dependent on the makers of the system. The management of one's applications is not entirely in their hands. This is not generally an issue because the service provider wants to make it appealing and easy to use for its customers, but it is worth the note. As we wrap up some of the main cons to the cloud, we will switch our focus over to the benefits of the cloud. 3 main advantages of using cloud computing that I have identified include ease of use, reliability, and low cost. Cloud computing is a very easy, usable system. Cloud providers have invested and continue to invest in the most up-to-date versions and software, providing users with easy accessibility and fast access. A highly trained staff provides clients with support for technical problems that happen very seldom. The most efficient thing about cloud computing is that you do not. Cloud computing is a very easy, usable system. Cloud providers have invested and continue to invest in the most up-to-date versions and software, providing users with easy accessibility and fast access. A highly trained staff provides clients with support for technical problems that happen very seldom. The most efficient thing about cloud computing is that you do have the ability to use it whenever you have internet, regardless of the device. Cloud computing is also very reliable. Because all the data is up in the world of the internet, your data can't be lost. Once you can compute it, it is there until you delete it. Customers' files are always kept on multiple servers, which prevent the loss of any data. Cloud computing is extremely low cost. If you were a person who kept all your data stored on your computer and your computer crashed, you could be in a huge financial problem, considering the lost data and the replacement you would need to purchase a new device. Be saved on the cloud, you wouldn't need your own computer or device in order to access your data. To conclude, cloud computing is an easy way to store and access data from a small scale to a large scale, from individuals to corporations. The cloud provides extreme versatility through their offerings of public cloud, private cloud, and hybrid cloud. Even though there are a few disadvantages to the cloud, as the cloud continues to grow, our abilities to store, manage, and process data will grow as well.